Hey, welcome or welcome back. Some 90s PC games gave us hours of joy, laughter, deep and compelling stories, and sometimes even pure pixelated magic, only to completely drop the ball at the finish line. Today, we're diving into PC classics that were fun as heck, but left us with endings that made us go, wait, what? So let's jump right in. Upon its release, Eye of the Beholder was analog dungeon crawler fans' wet D&D dream. It offered first-person perspective view, party-based combat, and endless mazes full of well-known and in-lore items, weapons, and most importantly, monsters. It was tough, atmospheric, and rewarding to explore and map out by hand. But after finally defeating Xanatar, the main villain, the game rewards you with a static screen. No cinematic, no fanfare, no memorable conclusion, just congrats, you win. While discussions about Dune II being or not being the first ever RTS will probably never end, I think most can agree that it was the titan of its time and that it created the blueprint for modern RTS. It was based on the now near-sacred genre trifecta of resource gathering, units and base building, and action-packed real-time combat. It let you command armies of one of three main houses on Arrakis, harvest spice and build bases. It was groundbreaking and addictive. The ending though? After hours of conquest, countless battles and more, you get a blunt text scroll declaring victory. Betrayal at Krondor was a story-driven RPG that felt like playing an incredible fantasy novel, which shouldn't be a surprise really and makes a lot of sense, because it was written with help of Raymond E. Feist and set in his Rift War universe. It offered deep tactical combat, interesting and fully developed characters, and unprecedentedly for the time, rich lore. But the ending? A short, text-heavy wrap-up that didn't match the epic journey and left gamers wanting more, much more. Well, it goes without saying that Horrorsoft's evolution into Adventuresoft was a good move, allowing them to rebrand into a new entity focusing on games in a new-to-them genre. It took a while for them to find a way to learn how to, well, end things. Simon the Sorcerer was a cheeky point-and-click adventure full of British humor and pop culture jokes. It was hilarious, colorful, and a joy to play. In fact, it was one of the best point-and-clickers ever made. But the ending? Abrupt and unsatisfying. Sure, it was not the wall of text only, but it left Simon trapped and players annoyed by the anticlimactic finale. It felt more like a setup for a sequel than a proper ending. If there's one game everyone knew and spoke about in 1993, it's definitely neither RPG nor point-and-clicker. Doom was the first-person shooter that defined the genre. It took everything that Wolfenstein 3 did, dialed it up to 11, perhaps 12, and made it ultra-fast, brutal, and endlessly replayable. It also pioneered online deathmatch multiplayer, but that's kinda beside the point of today's video. And such an iconic title should have even more special ending, right? Right? Wrong. The conclusion hits you with a wall of text and no closure. The Heretic. It was a fantasy spin on Doom with magic weapons, fantasy enemies and gothic-themed levels. It was everything that the dark fantasy nut could hope for in a shooter and more. The action was fun, the weapons and enemies interesting, but the ending, well, I'm sure it'll come as no surprise at this point in the video, it was just a single text screen. You've defeated near omnipowerful Betrayal and got just a few boring lines of text out of that. Warcraft Orcs and Humans was the first RTS from Blizzard, a huge franchise starter and the only game that could truly rival Command & Conquer for quite a while. It naturally built on the RTS trifecta and gave it a unique twist and two interesting and completely unique races to play as. Orcs vs Humans, base building and iconic enough and funny soundbites, it was a hit. But the ending was beyond bare bones. A short paragraph of text, no cinematic and no satisfaction.
Final victory for the forces of Azeroth. With Black Hand slain and their stronghold destroyed, the few scattered orcs that remained were quick to bow before your might. A celebration ensued that lasted for many days and nights, with music and joyous festivities resounding throughout the land. The people of the kingdom have come from miles around to gather at Stormwind Keep, and are delighted by a display of mystic sights and sounds provided by the court conjurers, while being treated to a feast of unequaled splendor. Amidst this celebration, your ascension to the throne is acknowledged by your new subjects, and you are given the honorarium Defender of the Crown. As the evening celebration continues into the early hours of morning, you retire to the sanctity of your throne room. The duty of ruling Azeroth is an awesome responsibility, and should prove to be your greatest challenge yet. Learning the intricacies of court politics alone will be like sailing in uncharted waters. King Lane was renowned for ruling with a fair and just hand, and you resolved to be as proficient as he was. There is also the matter of discovering the exact location where the Orcish hordes entered into this world, and divining a way to end the threat of another invasion forever. But that is a story for another time.
System Shock is considered by many, and I'm definitely not an exception here, as one of the most important and influential games ever made. Sure, it's not for everyone, it's complex, demands attention and is not the easiest of titles to complete, but those that had a chance to experience it remember it fondly. It was a groundbreaking cyberpunk FPS RPG hybrid with Shodan, one of the gaming's best written villains to date. But after defeating her, the epic ending everyone was waiting for was, you guessed it right, yet another brief text scroll. Gabriel Knight's Sins of the Fathers is a stylish point-and-click adventure game full of voodoo mysteries, cults, secrets and some seriously witty dialogue. It draws you in from the first moment you start, well, point-and-clicking, and never lets go until you complete it. But the ending showdown you're rewarded with is seriously rushed, and while it theoretically offers two possible outcomes, both are surprisingly underwhelming.
Destroy me! You are truly your father's son, witch hunter!
Oh, Gabriel, please!
I've got you, Malia.
No! You will betray her, witch hunter!
I won't let you kill her.
Gabriel, you didn't betray me.
I've got you.
It's no good. It has to end with me.
No! Don't let go! Damn it! Don't you let go!
Goodbye, my love.
No!
I think it's over now.
Yes.
I'm sorry about Malia. I know you cared for her. You've changed, you know.
Have I?
Yeah. So, are you gonna do it? Be Schottenjäger?
I'm gonna try. Don't worry, though. You'll be back at school, safe and sound.
I don't have to go back.
Grace, give up your PhD?
There are things in this world, Gabriel. A spiritual path can be more important than a path of the mind.
Spiritual path, huh? Well, you're welcome to stay, Gracie. Just as long as you don't expect me to know what I'm doing.
This is a historical moment, isn't it? 300 years ago, the Ritter talisman was stolen by Tetelo. She used it to draw her family to power while your family withered. She helped provoke the slave revolt in Haiti. She's probably the reason for a lot of the flavor and history of New Orleans. Good and bad. Now she's gone and your family is restarting. Yeah, it almost makes you wonder, doesn't it? If it wasn't supposed to happen that way. You know, good coming from evil.
You think too much.
But really, I think the most tragic thing was all those generations of young women, like Maya, trapped by this large, overriding personality forced into a life of horror.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of living with you, Grace.
You know when I said you've changed?
Yeah?
I was wrong.
Are you sorry?
Nah.
I know that I said that Doom changed the world, or at least implied it, but Quake, boy oh boy, now that was a game that shook the gaming scene to its core. Everything in it, from every enemy, through decorations and usable or not objects on the screen, all the way to the entire levels, was created in true 3 dimensions. It was the 3D shooter that blew our minds with gothic levels and Lovecraftian-esque monsters. But the ending? After fragging the final body, you get a single text screen. Yup, single as in one. Civilization II was a huge leap over the original that expanded on everything that made the classic great. It was, after all, and for some still is to this very day, the ultimate one-more-turn strategy game. Personally, I love the 5th entry with Vox Populi mod best, 6th game is pretty sweet too, but it was the 2nd that made the series truly grandiose. So, after hours if not days of world conquering, research and spreading your nation all over the world like the plague, the ending was epic. Nope, it's not an exception here I'm afraid, and all you really got was either a short clip of your spaceship or a generic conquest screen. Fallout is my most favorite gaming series of all time, and this first title from 1997 is a phenomenal achievement in computerized RPG. It managed to mix thought-provoking setting and deep story, with dark humor, hella playable turn-based combat, branching and impactful choices, and a post-apocalyptic world full of personality like no other. But the ending was narrated slideshows with text summarizing your choices and their outcomes. It could be argued that to some degree it's a staple for the series by now, but back then, after an epic adventure, we expected more.
You managed to destroy the vats. Then you killed the Master before he could realize his twisted plans. With the Master gone, his armies flee to the east in fear of retribution from the remaining normals. The ghouls of Necropolis learn how to maintain the repaired water pump and eventually rediscover many lost secrets of engineering. They form a business, selling this technology to other towns. The followers of the Apocalypse rise to become a major influence in New California. With your help, they gain control of the LA Boneyard. In Shady Sands, Tandy helps her father Aradesh bring a new community and new life out of the broken remains of the world. They are responsible for the New California Republic, whose ideals spread across the land. Killian Darkwater takes firm control of Junktown, drives out the last of Gizmo's kind, and then enforces his own brand of frontier justice. Life is fair and safe under his law. The Brotherhood of Steel helps the other human outposts drive the mutant armies away with minimal loss of life on both sides of the conflict. The advanced technology of the Brotherhood is slowly reintroduced into New California with little disruption or chaos. The Brotherhood wisely remains out of the power structure and becomes a major research and development house. With your assistance, Old Harold brings the ghoul population of the hub into equality with the humans. The two sides work together and the hub prospers. Old Harold is still alive, as far as anyone knows. Thanks to your persistence, the Raiders are destroyed as an effective fighting force and disband. None of the Raider survivors are ever heard from again. Your involvement with the various places and people of the wasteland is well documented by future historians. Only a single question remained unanswered. What happened to you?
Talking about the games that reinvigorated the genre, Baldur's Gate from 1998 is an epic D&D RPG with memorable companions, sprawling quests and incredibly immersive story. Baldur's Gate reimagined and modernized the fantasy branch of the RPG, keeping us all glued to our screens for countless hours and numerous encounters. But the ending? A short cutscene with Sarevok and then the credits. Sure, it's not the worst ending of today's video, but definitely underwhelming, keeping the scope of the game in mind. I've covered Sanitarium a few times by now, once or twice in detail even, but it is a truly unique and a time-traveling game that I feel deserves more recognition than it ever received. It's a bizarre, surreal psychological adventure that's somehow both eerie and unforgettable. It's a mystery and madness mixed in equal measures, and it's worth experiencing. But its ending was confusing and rushed, leaving many plot points unresolved and more questions than answers.
Do you know that the poison will soon condemn you to darkness forever? Lost to your doomed world. Lost to your wife. Lost to your unborn child. forever.
I'm back. It's over.
And this is it. Some of the most interesting 90s PC games that gave us hours of fun but couldn't quite stick the landing. Which of these endings disappointed you the most? And would you like to see a follow-up? I mean, these hardly are the only games that failed to wrap up their plots in a satisfying manner. Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit those like, sub and bell icons below, it helps more than you know. Thanks a lot for watching, take care of yourself and I'll talk to you soon.